welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
So we've all seen those job posts, right? Matillion experience required.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
But is that really cutting it anymore? Today we're tackling something pretty critical, I think, for data folks.
Definitely.
If you've got Matillion skills, do you actually know which cloud, which ecosystem is really looking for you?
And the flip side for leaders, are you sure your Matillion experts really get your specific cloud setup?
Exactly. So our mission today is to unpack this idea of cloud alignment and why it's just non-negotiable now.
It really is. Matillion, it's solid. A key tool in the modern data stack, no doubt about it.
Right.
Helping companies wrangle data, transform it, across Snowflake, Redshift, BigQuery, the big players. But the big shift we're seeing, it's this move away from just general Matillion know-how to demanding really specific cloud expertise. Your value as a Matillion pro, it's now just as much about where you use Matillion in the cloud as how well you use it.
Like knowing the tool versus knowing the whole engine it runs in.
Precisely. It's that level of difference. Knowing the wrench is one thing. Knowing how to tune that specific engine with it, that's the game changer.
Okay, so this ecosystem-driven demand, that's the core idea here because, some might think Matillion looks pretty similar everywhere.
That's the common misconception, yeah. But the core insight is exactly that. The job market is driven by the ecosystem.
Okay.
While Matillion's interface, it might feel familiar across platforms, getting the best performance, keeping costs down, ensuring security. That absolutely demands deep knowledge of the cloud underneath.
Can you give an example? Like, where does that really bite you?
Oh, easily. Think about running a Matillion job on Redshift. Maybe it needs data from S3.
Good.
If you don't understand S3's consistency model, or maybe how to use VPC endpoints properly for secure transfer. It's not just slow. You could be wasting compute, risking data issues, maybe even exposing data you shouldn't.
So that deep cloud knowledge isn't just nice to have. It directly impacts the pipeline's health, security, cost.
Absolutely. It's about doing it right. Optimally, securely, and frankly, affordably.
Got it. And it sounds like what doing it right means is pretty different depending on the cloud.
Totally different. Each ecosystem has its own flavor, its own demands.
So let's break those down. What are the big platforms looking for? Maybe start with Snowflake. It seems to be everywhere.
Yeah, Snowflake's definitely leading the pack in many ways. Super flexible, multi-cloud.
Right.
What employers want there. They need Matillion pros who get clustering, who know how to handle semi-structured data like JSON efficiently, and critically optimizing that credit usage. It's not just knowing clustering exists.
It's knowing how Matillion interacts with it.
Exactly, how your Matillion job can leverage Snowflake's auto-clustering, or how a bad job design can accidentally force costly reclustering, making every credit count.
Makes sense. What about, say, Amazon Redshift? Still a huge player, especially in AWS shops.
Absolutely. Redshift's a mainstay. For Matillion experts there, the demand is really high for understanding the fundamentals, sort keys, distribution keys.
The classic Redshift performance tuning stuff.
You got it. And navigating S3 smoothly, understanding IAM for security and roles, that's table stakes.
So it's about designing Matillion jobs specifically for how Redshift stores data.
Precisely. Designing loads that use the right keys to minimize data shuffling, speed up queries. Very different approach than, say, BigQuery.
Okay, speaking of which, Google BigQuery. Growing fast. What's needed there?
BigQuery's got its own unique style. Its serverless model, for one. Understanding flat rate versus on-demand billing is crucial.
Cost implications again.
Big time. Also, knowing how to handle nested and repeated fields efficiently within Matillion jobs, that's a common BigQuery pattern.
And the ML integration.
Yeah, leveraging BigQuery ML within your Matillion flows, that's a powerful combo. A BigQuery Matillion Pro is always thinking about slot consumption, designing transformations for BigQuery's compute model.
Interesting. And one more Databricks. The Lakehouse model seems distinct.
Very distinct. It creates this really strong niche demand for Matillion users who get how to integrate with Spark and Delta Lake.
So understanding Spark staging, Delta table management.
Yep. Optimizing for that Lakehouse environment, ensuring consistency, transactional integrity between Matillion and Databricks. It's a specific skill set.
Wow. Okay. So those technical nuances, that's really the difference maker.
Yeah.
For hiring managers then, what's the takeaway?
It really shifts how you should think about hiring. Finding someone who knows Matillion, good start. Necessary, even.
But not sufficient.
Exactly. Finding someone who knows Matillion and your specific cloud ecosystem, that's where you get this multiplier effect.
Multiplier effect. I like that.
It's not just a preference anymore. It's becoming a strategic need for getting the most out of your data stack. You get an architect, not just a tool user.
Reduces ramp-up time too, I imagine.
Drastically. And maximizes the ROI on Matillion itself.
So connecting this to the bigger picture for leaders, getting this wrong, the misaligned hiring, what are the real consequences?
Oh, they can be significant. It goes way beyond just, slow onboarding.
Like,
imagine you hire a Snowflake genius for your Google Cloud shop. Brilliant with Snowflake credits, but knows nothing about BigQuery slots.
okay.
They might design Matillion jobs that seem fine, but then boom, massive BigQuery bill because they weren't optimizing for slot usage. Thousands of dollars potentially wasted.
Ouch. We're struggling with Redshift workload management.
Right. Critical jobs stall, BI reports are late, business decisions get delayed. Aligning that talent with your cloud stack, it's crucial for efficiency, cost, and just avoiding painful mistakes.
Okay, so let's pivot to the data professionals listening.
Yeah.
What does this mean for your career path?
It actually creates a pretty clear roadmap, I think.
It is.
Choose a cloud, then go deep, really, really deep. Master Matillion in the context of that specific environment.
So not just general Matillion skills, but that specific depth,
Yeah.
like Redshift WLM queues and Matillion concurrency.
Exactly. Or Snowflake's time travel features and how Matillion uses them for recovery.
Water.
Or nailing BigQuery's nested fields in your transformations.
That specific knowledge is what sets you apart.
It's pure platinum, like you said. It makes you someone who optimizes Matillion for that ecosystem, not just someone who uses it.
And what does that do for your career, practically speaking? What's the transformation?
Well, yeah, it definitely opens more doors, makes you way more marketable. That's clear.
But there's more.
Absolutely. It lets you have higher level conversations. You move from just being a, task executor.
Just building the pipelines they ask for.
Right. To becoming more of a technical advisor. You start influencing decisions about architecture, about cloud spend.
From coder to architect, almost.
That's a great way to put it. You're designing tailored solutions, solving complex problems within that specific cloud. It unlocks a whole different career trajectory, more impact.
Okay, bringing it all together then.
Yeah.
As we wrap up, the question for you listening is, what cloud is shaping your Matillion journey?
Yeah.
Because whether you're hiring, aiming for that strategic growth, or you're a professional looking to level up, aligning those Matillion skills with the right cloud, that's your ultimate edge.
It's where the real value gets created. Building pipelines intelligently, efficiently within your specific cloud.
So, a final thought to leave folks with.
Yeah, maybe think beyond just the immediate job benefits or hiring wins. How does this deep specialization, this focus within one cloud ecosystem, how does that actually foster more innovation?
Interesting.
Does it let data teams get more creative, solve tougher problems because they know their environment so deeply? Are they truly building smarter and scaling with purpose, not just moving data around?
Something to definitely mull over. Thanks for breaking that down.
My pleasure. It's a crucial shift to understand.